Let us talk a little more about risk and what you can do about risk at your level. So, what are the risks that are visible to us today in our portfolios? One, let me enumerate. And remember, this is not all inclusive. There could be very many risks which I am forgetting. It's not even visible to me as a risk, right? So first is Narendra Modi not winning 2024 elections. I do not know how we have to prepare for that, but that is one possibility. What happens if the de-dollarization happens and the dollar actually comes to 30 rupees, right? If $1 becomes 30 rupees over the next 5 years, is our portfolio ready for that? How many of the companies in which you have invested have taken the chance of saying, okay, we will not be dependent only on the US markets? Suppose it's an export company and it is easy to export to US, they will not go and look at South Africa, East Africa, Europe, even Europe. Europe they may have looked at, because by the time they were establishing in US, they may have established in Europe also. So that is one risk which is possible. Then apart from this, of course, there are other risks, micro, macro, geopolitical and all that. But let us look at the risks affecting you as an individual. My life has been smooth so far, so I don't think anything untoward is going to happen is an absolutely stupid statement. You have to be ready for early death, you have to be ready for critical illness, you have to be ready for longevity, right? So for each person the case is very different. So a 28-year-old with a wife who is pregnant and who is about to leave her job to take full bed rest has a lot of risks in terms of his own life. So first of all, he needs a huge term insurance or a big term insurance so that his wife's life can continue after he, in case something happens to him today, right? So for a 70-year-old, the risk could be of living till the age of 105. We are just not prepared for that kind of longevity, right? Unless it's a person who is totally dependent on dividend income and you think dividend income is perennial, so things won't go wrong, because even if things were to go wrong, he can always dip into his principal and withdraw the money, right? So some of those risks are there. So what can you do? You can take term insurance and you should be buying an annuity, because annuity is the only asset which will never go to zero. So that is one insurance that you need, that in case you are very old, you will still continue to get some money, right? So for a short term, for a younger person, it is a term insurance. For an older person, it is annuity. Both of us, young, old, middle age, doesn't matter. Everybody needs have reasonable amount of medical insurance. Don't overdo it. Don't say, oh, COVID people spend 50 lakhs, so I should have 50 lakhs insurance. Not true. Even if you have 5-7 lakhs, that's good enough. Then have top up, super top up, whatever. And for heaven's sake, medical insurance, please buy it through an agent who understands the business. Not too many people do. There are very many agents. Not all of them understand the business the way I think they should understand. So look for a good agent and then only buy. Right? If you are young, you need to have an emergency fund, because you don't want to dip into your equities to meet any emergency. So I have, luckily for me, in the last 30-40 years of investing, I have never had to sell equity in distress. So that is one of the reasons why I could allow my equity portfolio to run to 30-40 years, because I've never ever had to remove money in an emergency, because you have to have your emergency fund. You have to have all tactical cash also. Don't look at tactical cash and say, oh, this is wasted money, it's not earning anything, right? It is important. It is just as important as you to have leisure in your life, right? Don't underestimate the power of rest. Don't underestimate the power of leisure. Don't underestimate the power of cash sitting in your portfolio waiting to be invested. This is very different from an emergency fund. So please make that distinction. So tactically sitting in cash can be very boring, but can be very rewarding, and the whole world will blame you saying, oh, you're not earning anything on such a big portion of your money. Maybe 15% or 20% is in cash, right? It is going to earn nothing, right? But the advantage is you will never have to sell some other asset in distress because you need cash. So that, what does this cash give you? It gives you peace of mind. If you're an older investor, say 60-65 years of age, and you have a 30-40 year old equity portfolio, then you may not need an emergency fund, because you can always dip into your old shares which have appreciated far beyond what any of us thought it would, right? So So do that. Have an emergency fund if you think you need, otherwise there is no need to. Keep talking to other employers, potential clients, right? So keep your antenna up, because in case your company closes down for whatever reasons, you will be unemployable if you have not built your bridges during good times, right? So have you built enough bridges? Make sure that you build enough bridges. Make sure you are adequately educated and well trained to do a lot of work, not just your current job, because anything could happen to your current job, right? So all of us should be ready for losing our job. So all those things have to be done, and one more important thing to do is to curb the amount of debt that you have. I can't even believe that there are people earning 20,000 rupees and buying 1,30,000 rupee phones, and they buy it because they say, oh, I got credit for this and that, and the EMI is only 8,000 per month, but you're not earning enough, right? So the thing is, some of these people are staying with their parents, not paying rent, not paying for food. So every rupee that they earn, they seem to think that, oh, I can spend all this on whatever I want to, right? So make sure that your children are understanding what you're doing and what they are doing. You understand what they are doing, both financially, physically, mentally, keeping track of them, making sure that they don't go completely wrong, and you spend a lot of your time, energy, money in bringing them back to living what we think is a normal life, right? So also, if you have a lot of debt, I've done videos on that, saying how these debts should be repaid. So look at them, make sure that you're debt free as soon as possible, because only after you're debt free can you think of financial independence, right? I'm not even talking about retirement, I'm just saying financial independence, FI out of fire, right? So you need to do all those things. Then start saving for your retirement. That's again very important, because the earlier you start, the better it is. Another important thing is invest in your health, right? So take care of your health, both mental and physical health, so that you are in a good position to launch yourself in a new place, right? So you have, let's say, 44 years of age, and your company sends you abroad, and you'll just love that place, and you are delivering a lot of good results. But for you to get the real benefit of all that, you'll have to live long enough and live healthy to really get the benefits of compounding. So do all these things, and life should be nice. Thank you.